Hey everyone, welcome on to Branded, the podcast that takes you behind the scenes and beyond the brand. Today I want to talk about systems, and I know that doesn't sound very sexy, but let me tell you, the minute that you start implementing systems, automation in all the right places, it really is fucking sexy because then you have time to really focus on the parts of your business that you absolutely love. So, something that I didn't have in place a year ago was systems. I was essentially duct taping my business together, utilizing various forms of email softwares, social media schedulers, calendars. Like I had different apps. I was paying for different platforms. I had all these different subscriptions that were running monthly or annually. And half of them I wasn't even using to their fullest ability. And the other half, I was having to piecemeal all of it together using something like Zapier to actually allow these platforms to talk to each other. Now, that is one way of doing it, right? Like you can absolutely go that route, or you could simplify it. You could put everything under one roof. You could get really intentional about what are the systems you actually want in place, or even better, what are the systems you actually need? Because not every business needs the same kinds of systems, the same kinds of automations. And what I love about what I do is how incredibly customized each of my relationships are with my clients. There is not just this buy this thing and all of a sudden you're working with social chain media and this is the only experience that you get. Your experience is 100% tailored to who you are, what your business is, and what your business actually needs. So this is something that I actually find a lot of business owners don't really talk about is their systems. And usually the only business owners I actually hear talking about systems are the ones that are making seven figures or more because they have no choice but to have systems. When you have a business that has scaled to even six figures, right? When you have a business that has scaled to a particular level, you really don't have a choice but to have systems because there's just not enough time in the day to do the things that need to be done in order to nurture the client, continue making offers, continue being the salesperson, being the fulfillment center, being the customer service rep. Like, if you're a solo entrepreneur like I am right now, you know what I'm talking about. There is no way that you can be all of these roles at the same time without having some systems in place. And so that's why I want to talk about it. Whether you're making six figures, seven figures, beyond, or less, it doesn't matter. Having systems in place is really important. And it could start small, right? So don't let this conversation scare you or make you think that you have to be prepared to scale to like these, you know, unheard of heights in your business. No. If you simply want to streamline your customer service experience, that client journey, how you provide upsells and offers after someone books, buys, or downloads something, right? All of these things mean that seamless systems make a really sexy business. So there's a couple reasons why business owners usually don't talk about systems. And it's usually one, they don't know how their systems work, which is fine. I totally get it. I didn't either until I started to educate myself. Or two, they just don't have any systems. So when you're like, let's say you've got a business coach, and if they're not talking about how they're keeping you in the pipeline of their business, how they are continuing to nurture you in their business, then if they're not having that conversation with you, then that's on you to then turn around and ask those questions. Say, hey, I'm curious. Since I got into your program, what is it that you've put me through? Like, what kind of automations have you put me personally through in your back of house systems? Like, am I getting offers with emails? Because I guarantee the way you ended up in their world, you were immediately segmented into a group by, like a tag system or something of the sort, right? And you were placed into their CRM, their customer management like software, very intentionally. And the way you were placed into that CRM will then dictate how you are communicated and nurtured from then on out. So, for example, let's say that I am shopping with like a skincare company, and let's say I purchased some foundation. What do you think the emails and the communication are going to look like after I make that purchase? I will very most likely get emails that tell me how to use that foundation. I will get testimonies about people that have already used the product, because before I even get it, they want me to love it. So they've created these seamless systems, this customer experience that is happening from the moment that I purchase, even if I don't purchase. Sometimes these things are in place. Like if there's like an abandoned cart option, you can be sending emails to people when they abandon cart and be like, hey, you left this in the cart. I just wanted to share a little bit about why this is such an incredible product. Here's some testimonials from other people. And then maybe it gets them back in to their cart and buying, right? So having systems in place is incredibly important. And it's really like you're leaving money on the table if you don't have systems in place. And it's okay if you don't, right? You don't have to feel called out. Like I said, a year ago, I did not have any systems in place. I was just getting my feet wet with all of the things that I wanted to accomplish. And I was just figuring it out. And before you knew it, I was stretched really thin across multiple platforms and subscriptions. And I was feeling really frustrated. And I'll tell you, the thing, like, the straw that broke the camel's back for me was the fact that I wanted multiple calendars, one to book like featured guests on this podcast, and I wanted a calendar for people to book consultations, right? I wanted two separate calendars. I was going to have to start paying to utilize Calendly in order to have more than one calendar. And I was like, enough. I'm sick of paying for all of these subscriptions. I know there's a better way. I know there's something out there. And that's when I came across the all in one platform that I currently use that does everything. It's literally the only place I log into, aside from coming into StreamYard to put these podcast episodes together for you guys. I don't pay for other services anymore. And it has been a complete game changer for how I run my business and how my clients and potential clients experience my business. So I want to run through just a really quick kind of list of some typical system automations that can completely overhaul your business and help you scale like immediately. Having somewhere that you can put your clients or your potential clients, right? So whether somebody books a call with you, buys a product or service, downloads a free resource, what happens with them next? Unfortunately, there are many, many business owners out there that nothing happens, right? Getting the work done to get that far was like, whew, that's enough. Enough of that, right? Let's stop. I don't want to do that. It's hard work. And you know what it is? Like doing that, all that work on the front end and making sure that that entire client experience is really set up from the beginning stages through that nurturing phase, and then understanding, okay, when is that automated nurture going to end? And where do I have to pick up as the business owner, right? And come back in as the human and start having more conversations with them, start engaging with them manually. Because at some point you do have to come back into the fold, right? But having the ability to create, it could be as little as one email that nurtures them up to, gosh, I mean, you could do 5, 10, 15, 20 sequence of emails where they're constantly getting information from you that is directly pertaining to the thing that they booked, bought, or downloaded. So ask yourself, in your business right now, today, if someone was to book a call, buy something from you, or download a free resource, what happens next? Now, there's a lot of business owners, especially if you're brand new, someone does that Maybe you get notified, maybe you don't, maybe you notice it a week later, right? You log into your email platform and you're like, oh my gosh, I have some new subscribers. Cool. Well, in the meantime, they've been hanging out there, like left out to dry, right? And if you're not immediately getting notified that these people are now in your world, they could potentially be out of it just as fast. Or you're having to manually then go find them on Facebook or Instagram or something, and reach out and be like, thanks so much for downloading. Thanks for booking. Can't wait to talk to you. You know, all of those things, which is fine. I love having human to human conversations. But at a certain point, if you want your business to scale, you have to allow seamless systems to have a place in your business, because there's just not enough time in the day to do it all, right? So again, ask yourself, if someone books, buys, or downloads, what happens next? So a couple things that can happen: placing them into a CRM, right? Getting them segmented into your world, specifically how they showed up. So if someone downloaded a free resource, well, what could you do next? You can, of course, tag them that they downloaded XYZ resource. And then all of the follow-up nurturing that can happen, you can make offers, you can provide additional resources, you can ask them to book a call with you. Whatever else you have to offer that pairs perfectly with the thing that got them in your world in the first place, you better damn sure be offering it. Otherwise, you're just leaving money on the table. So things that I do for myself and my clients, right, is I'll set up these automated workflows that will place people in their CRM, get them tagged based on how they got into their world. I'll immediately notify the business owner, right? Hey, so-and-so just downloaded XYZ free resource. You know, that way they know they have a new subscriber, they have a new person, a new face in their business. Hey, pay attention, right? Go find them on social, go engage with them. Like, it gives you that opportunity to not get lost in your business. It keeps you very plugged in. Now, you don't have to do anything with that notification. You can simply be like, fuck yeah, I just got someone new in my world. That's amazing. But be sure you have those nurture sequence set up if you're not going to go do something with it manually right away, right? And then, of course, you send them an email, send them a text message, some sort of confirmation that either provides the resource that they just downloaded, says thank you for making a purchase. Send them to a funnel or a website that upsells, that pairs perfectly with the thing that they just got into your world with. You know, making these no-brainer offers that sort of stack, what's the phrase, value stack, right? Like, it doesn't matter if they get into your world with something free or something paid. You can always stack value no matter what. And as you continue to be in your business, right, to work in your business, to evolve in your business, you're going to have so much value to provide to these clients. And you can make the choice if you want it to be free or not. But give them the choice, right? Give them the opportunity to experience it. Put those offers in front of their face and be like, hey, you just downloaded XYZ offer. I know you're going to love this. It pairs perfectly with it. It actually 10X's your results, right? Like, these are the types of things you can be saying to potentially get more sales. And it's not about manipulation. It's about creating more value for the purpose that they got into your world in the first place. So if someone's going to work with me, I'm going to be sure that they understand how important their systems are. So either they can take the initiative to learn how to utilize them after our work is done together, or maybe then it becomes just a conversation between the two of us where they know what is possible for their business, so they don't feel afraid to ask and make requests for particular projects. I have a client of mine who all the time, she's like, I don't know if this can be done, but I'm pretty sure it can based on past projects that we've done together. Can we do XYZ. And I'm like, yes, we can. Absolutely. Give me a couple days. I'll put it together. I'll send it to you and we'll make sure everything works. So being a business owner, like if you don't talk about systems because you don't know how they work, that's okay. You don't have to know how they work, but you better be sure you hire somebody who does because they're so important to have. And if you don't have any systems in place at all, that's okay too. Use this as an opportunity to think about how much more time you could be saving, how much more money you could be saving if you actually streamlined your operations, and how many more sales you could be making if you were actually nurturing and providing upsells and everything on the back end was just happening all on its own. Like, that's the fucking dream, right? So, having these automated systems in place, like one of the absolute main reasons that I do it is because it allows me to have my focus on my people, on my clients. Now, I like doing the back end kind of work, right? The automations, the integrations, the design work. Like I love doing the stuff on the back end that then is presented to the world as like this really gorgeous thing that actually works and operates. Like that gives me such a sense of fulfillment. So I could get stuck in the back end of stuff and being like, you know what, this is all I want to do. I don't want to be the face of my business. There are some business owners who love doing that, but I love talking to my people. I love talking to my clients, but it doesn't mean that I ignore the fact that systems that run all on their own are going to give me the freedom to do that. So if you feel like you're being like stuck in your business constantly, oh, I got to send another email. Oh, now I got to write the fucking email. Oh, I got to do this. I got to do this. I got to place this person because they filled out this form. I need to now go get them inside of this software. If you're having to do that, we need to have a conversation because that is not how your business will have the room to scale. Like you physically are not giving it the space to scale. So think about it. What is it you're doing in your business right now that's manual? And what part of that list can possibly become a seamlessly automated system? So I hope you enjoyed today's quick little podcast. I really just systems. People think they're not sexy, but they're really fucking sexy. If you get them in place, you're never going to have to touch them again. Anytime there's updates or, to like offers or any of that sort, it's super fucking quick because all of the work has already been done. So in addition to, like, as always, you can always book a free brand consult to just kind of get the ball rolling. But I also, the platform that I utilize, the all-in-one space where all of my marketing, all of my systems, they all live under this one roof. And I pay less than $100 a month for it. If you're interested in learning more about it, I do have a free 14-day trial, and I would be more than happy to give you a quick walkthrough of the platform so you can really get the most out of that test run. I'll put everything in the show notes for you. And here's to setting up really fucking sexy systems. Thank you so much for listening to Branded, the podcast. Please rate and review. And for more information, visit socialjanemedia.com. I'll see you soon.